Welcome back to another edition of History in Your Own Backyard. I'm Susie Selleck, and today we are in Miamitown, Ohio, here at the headquarters of the Miamitown Historical Society, and I'm joined by President Dick Cady. Dick, thanks for having the show come to you today.
Oh, thank you.
So listen, I know that you're the guy who has some stories, or at least some rich gieringer here on a certain store. Can we just get into it?
Yes. Today we're talking about the Gieringer Store and its history in Miamitown. Joseph Gieringer, a longtime resident here, operated a wagon making shop for years here in town. At some point he decided to branch out with his son, and they bought the entire contents of a local store from the Lemon Company. They bought the building, all the merchandise, hardware and groceries, and that was in 1890. The business quickly became successful, and in 1903 they built a 3-story building across the street. It connected to another store that was there, owned by the J.H. Stewart Company. That business really took off and really became successful.
How did that become successful?
Well, their mode of thought was that they were going to service the community with, and their catchphrase was everything for the house. So basically they were, I guess, forward thinkers and wanted to have a one-stop shop. So basically they offered everything you could imagine. I think total, when they were at their height of service, 2,500 items in the store. Anything from food, groceries, hardware, to farm implements, tractors, and at some point when the automobile became more commonplace, they offered a Willys dealership and sold automobiles. And a new car back then cost $1,400.
Wow, that was a new car?
That was a brand new car, and it's just, I guess when you look forward, that was a lot of money back in their day, but still, when you compare it to today, the numbers are pretty impressive.
So they opened that store, and now did it continue? Did they stay in the same line of business?
That store served this company, or served this town for years. Joseph Gieringer was a pretty smart businessman, and actually when he had 9 sons. So when one of the sons graduated from school and came into the business, he opened a new line of merchandise for the store.
Nice.
So the original name of the company was Joseph Gieringer and Son. It soon became Joseph Gieringer and Sons. The business flourished here, and unfortunately, I guess in the 1940s, the business was sold to Bruce Haskins and Frank Drake, and at that point it operated as Miamitown Hardware and Grocery until 1970. In 1970, the business was sold, and it's housed several businesses since. The first being E. Christopher Firearms. The next business was a tack store, and the next business was an antique store. And unfortunately today, sadly, the building sits vacant.
Okay, all right. But it served its purpose, especially for that family, for how many years?
Oh, for a lot of years, and it was a major business here in this area. At one time, it was the largest store of its kind in western Hamilton County, and actually the second largest in Ohio, with towns of 5,000 or less in population.
Oh.
So people came from 3 states all over this area, basically to buy things. So it's pretty incredible for its time anyway.
Yeah. So in that family, did they stay within the town, or did that go by the 70s? Were they kind of dispersed as well?
No, the family remained here in town and were a large part and ran several other businesses here in town. And there's still people here today from that family. So they did a lot for this community and this town.
Awesome. Dick, do you have any personal ties with this store by any chance?
Actually, I do. My grandfather and my great uncle both worked there. At one time, that store had 13 regular employees. So that personal attachment is the fact that my grandfather and my great uncle worked there, and then when I was going to high school, I worked there. I didn't know about my grandfather and great uncle working there at the time, but I do now, so it does have a little special attachment.
So when you filled out the employment application, it didn't say, do you have a family member that works here? Check.
Yeah.
You couldn't do that?
Yeah, my application was, Bruce Haskins asked me one day, would you like to work at night? And I said, sure, Bruce, I'm up for it. So that was my employment application.
Wow, how times have changed.
Oh, yeah.
And you actually went to work when you said you'd be there?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean,
Whoa.
Yeah, that's unusual too. So,
Yeah.
but no, it was fun working with Bruce. He was a hoot at times, and he made it not like work. It was kind of fun. So.
Wow. And obviously that had to have been one of your first jobs, a good learning experience for you.
Yeah, it was, and actually it was a little extra money when you're going to high school. That helps. So.
Yeah. The way it looks right now, has it always looked that way, or at some point was there an addition when the business was taken over, or how did that work?
When they built the original building in 1903, it was a 3-story building with a basement, which was a lot of space, and it actually attached. They built it and attached it to a building that existed from the J.H. Stewart Company that was a previous grocer and hardware seller here in town. So, but it was a lot prettier than it is today. It had a nice awning on the front, horse rails out in front where people could tie up their horses and go in.
Yeah.
They actually sold buggies from the Gieringer wagon shop. They sold wagons and buggies, and as a sideline, they actually sold wooden caskets that were built out of the wagon shop. So yeah, it kind of served every purpose you can imagine here for people. That back then there were no malls and shopping centers, and so people just rode their wagons and horses into town and could get everything they wanted. So
yeah.
That's what made it kind of unique for the area.
Oh yeah, for sure, like a hub.
Yeah,
almost.
It was a central hub here in this area, and they had people far and wide coming here to order things, and they actually sold farm implements, and we have a picture showing about 20 manure spreaders in the street, and all the farmers there, the day they came in by rail, and they were delivered all at once. So we have a great picture showing all the wagons and the people on horseback picking up their manure spreaders.
That's great.
Yeah.
That is absolutely awesome. Thank you for watching another episode of History in Your Own Backyard. Hope you enjoyed today here in Miamitown, Ohio. Dick, thanks again for joining us, and remember,
Travel slowly
and
stop
stop
often.
often. Bye for now.